Hi, Abhishek.
Hey,
Thank
yeah,
you for coming to Selavi.
of course. Thank you for having me here.
We're going to talk about your experience
Okay.
in France, and so that anyone who wants to come to France to study, to work, they can learn something and they can make a better decision.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, before we do that, I'd love to know about you a little bit. Where are you from? What did you do before coming to France? Very quickly, so that we have some context about you.
Okay. So I'm from Gurgaon originally, and I did my high school there. I moved to Mumbai for my bachelor's. I did a specialization in financial markets. Then came COVID, and I wasn't
Okay.
really sure what I wanted to do. So that's when I started looking into GRE and stuff to move abroad. And
Okay.
yeah, so I got EDHEC.
Uh-huh.
And after I got EDHEC, I started applying for jobs to like get some real work
Okay.
ex, and I
Okay.
worked in sales. And then I moved to France just after.
Okay, so you after you studied finance in
Yeah,
Mumbai,
yeah.
right? Uh, which college was it, by
I
the
was
way?
in Mitibai,
Mitibai
Mumbai
College.
University.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, it's quite popular,
yeah,
right? It's a good college.
yeah.
So you finished there, and then what was going on in your mind at that time?
Honestly, at that point, I did not really think I wanted to work. I was more into doing something with fitness, because I train a lot and stuff. So
I
I
can see
wanted to,
that.
yeah. So I wanted to be in that space, right?
Mm,
And I never really thought, I didn't know what to do.
mm,
And then that's when I realized, okay, I can't live off my dad's payroll forever.
yeah.
And if I want to do something in that space, I need to earn money on my own so I can fund for my dreams by myself,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that's when I decided, okay, I'm going to move out,
Mm,
leave the country,
mm.
study abroad.
But
And
why abroad?
I mean, but at the time, I think, again, I don't remember a lot from that
Mm,
time, but um, there was a lot of political, strife, if you will, going on in India.
mm-hmm.
And me, I'm not a very political person, far
Mm-hmm.
from it, right? But there was still a lot of unrest, let's say, that was going on, and I just didn't want to be there,
Okay.
right? A lot of stuff was going on, which
Mm.
I did not like hearing about. So I was like, you know what? And I'm gonna go. I'm gonna leave, right?
Okay.
And
What
so
was this unrest about? Like,
political stuff, Hindu Muslim
okay.
differences, all this
Mm.
kind of stuff, and I didn't really like it. So I was
Okay.
like, cool, whatever. And not to say that moving abroad, countries don't have their own
Mm.
issues. They do. Like France has its own
Mm.
issues, right? But
Mm-hmm.
still,
Okay.
anyway, so I decided to move abroad.
And where did you want to go? Did you know that
Not
you had?
really. I was actually looking at multiple countries in Europe,
Mm-hmm.
right? I looked at US and Europe,
Yeah.
but US, I was like, police brutality.
Ah,
I'll be the first one they beat, right?
don't
So
worry.
then,
I think you can beat them back.
but yeah, like then I decided, and also US was frightfully expensive, right?
Mm.
So we decided to, with my dad, we figured, okay, we'll look into Europe. And
Okay.
then I looked into different countries. I looked into Spain, I looked into Sweden, I looked into Germany. Germany education's free,
Mm-hmm.
so that was a good
And did you
good
know
one.
what course you were gonna go?
Masters, I looked into sports sciences,
Mm-hmm.
and I looked into business studies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Further business studies, that kind of thing. And so I wasn't really sure. I was doing my research, and then I figured, okay, sports sciences, I wasn't really getting anything, finding what I wanted, and whatever I did find, I wasn't qualified for it because I
Mm.
didn't do science in my high school, right?
Got
So
it.
it disqualified me right away, right?
Okay.
And
So you need to study science in order to study nutrition or like sports management.
sports sciences, right?
Oh,
Something like that.
okay.
Uh, memory is hazy about that, but
Mm.
yeah, like I picked science in my high school, but I quit in like 6 months. I was like, nah.
Ah, okay.
Um,
Then you did commerce.
then I did commerce,
Okay.
right? And so then I figured, okay, I'm gonna go into business studies,
Mm.
right? And but what do I go? Where do I go?
Yeah.
So Germany was one of my choices
Mm-hmm.
again because it was free education, so it would have been much lighter on my dad's pocket.
Mm.
But then what else? I looked at Germany, Sweden,
Mm.
Italy, and France,
Mm-hmm.
right, and Spain.
Mm.
And then when I got EDHEC, I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna go ahead with it.
Where all did you apply in Europe?
I applied to SDA Bocconi, Stockholm School of Economics,
Right.
ISADE,
Uh-huh.
and Germany. I applied to two universities.
Uh-huh.
I'm forgetting the names, right? But one was WHU something, and
Vienna, I think.
no,
Vienna.
WHU
Okay.
something.
Okay.
I don't remember,
Yeah.
right? And then there was Berlin as well, the
Berlin.
university in Berlin. I'm forgetting,
Yeah.
right? And there was France. I applied to ESSEC and I applied to EDHEC, right?
Just these two schools.
Yeah, HEC I didn't apply because
Yeah.
I wouldn't have gotten through,
Yeah.
right?
And what was your profile? Did you do GR? You said you did
Yeah.
GRE. And what was your score?
I think I did like a 312, 313, something like
And
that.
what's the maximum?
I think 330, 330 or 340, I think.
340.
340.
So 312. Okay. Is
Yeah,
that
so
considered a good score? Like,
not
how is
really,
it?
not
No?
really, nah.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, like that's why I didn't apply to HEC. Rather, I figured, okay, my GRE is around 312 or 313, something like that.
Right.
And so I'll make my profile stronger by working on other things around, right?
Okay.
So that kind of stuff.
Did you hire someone to help you
Yeah,
with this?
yeah. I went to this company called MIMSA, MIMSA.
Yes, yeah.
Right?
They were the biggest, most famous at that time.
Yeah, but also I feel like it wasn't that helpful. I mean, sure, I got in thanks to the guy who was hired for me, right? But if I remember correctly, he went to IE University and he came back, right? So, and he was helping with this kind of stuff, like
Right.
amongst other people in the company,
Right.
right? But I feel like whatever they did, right, today, okay, back then I didn't know. So
Yeah.
even for the people who would be going now, they may not necessarily know. So it's helpful for them. But looking back today, I feel like it wasn't that helpful. And if it's just about telling a story, you know, in terms of exactly what you've done, what you want to do further ahead, and why going to university now is the right stepping stone for you, right? So if you can position all of it coherently, I think you're good. Yeah.
Yeah, and now you have Claude, Chat GPT, and a lot of tools to write.
I was just thinking that
Yeah.
because now with LLMs and stuff, all of this stuff, you can do it easy, right? Like back then, how it would be is per university, I think the guy did like 2 or 3 edits for me, right? So I'd write a draft, I'd send it to him, he'd edit it, he'd send it back, and we'd repeat the process like 2 times, I guess. I don't remember. But the same thing, now what I can do is I can go into Claude, I can say, look, I'm applying to EDHEC Business School. I want to highlight points X, Y, Z from my profile, and I wanted to, you know, I want you to help me put it coherently in a story, right? This is what I've done. This is what I want to do. Help me put it across for my SOP. It'll write it for you.
Yeah.
Right. It'll write it for you in what, a minute, and then you can refine it. You can make it better, right? So yeah. So that time I think it cost me like 90K. My dad 90K, right? Today you pay like $50 on Claude or whatever the subscription is, and you get it done for that much.
Unlimited edits, unlimited.
Exactly.
Yeah.
like
Much
now
easier.
with AI, it's changed the game completely. So
For sure.
for people thinking that, oh, we should hire someone, I don't think it makes sense. You know?
Yeah. Okay, so then which schools did you get a response from?
ISADE I got. SDA Bocconi, I was hearing from them, but by the time I got EDHEC, so I was like, I'll go with EDHEC. Stockholm School of Economics as well, I got. And the others I got rejected. ESSEC, they discarded me the second they saw my application. 312, chuck, you know. Because 312 is not
For
good
them,
at all,
yeah.
especially, for business schools like ESSEC or HEC Paris or, you know, what's the other one?
ESCP.
ESCP. Yeah, they wouldn't have even looked at my app. So I was like, there's no point in applying. So I didn't apply to those.
Yeah, okay. And what do you think helped you the most in getting these admits?
Honestly, I think my dad. 100%. Because I think for me, my dad is like the smartest, most wise person I know, and he speaks really well, that kind of thing, right? So then when we were doing my interview prep, I I'd go through my prep with him, and he'd help me build my answers. How am I supposed to answer? What are some things I should say? What are some things I shouldn't say? Because my dad, he works in HR, right? He's a CHRO at a big company, right? So so he's done all this kind of stuff before, right? In terms of interviews and stuff, what people like, what people don't like, that kind of stuff. So he was able to help me be well-rounded in interviews,
Right.
put points across in a coherent manner. And one thing which I still do is, when we're interviewing, when we're talking to people, a lot of times we say,
Yeah.
it's natural, and a lot of people do it, but it doesn't sound very good, right? So those are some little things. Working on those, it really helped, Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And again, knowing exactly what I've done, right? Knowing my CV by heart, what I've done, and when someone asks me something about it, I know exactly how to defend it, right? How do you answer questions in a very coherent manner, such that everything's clear, right? But you're also not going off on a tangent,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
these things, I think those helped me quite a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did you decide you said you got SRD also, EDHEC also, and some other one.
Stockholm, yeah.
So how did you decide in between those which one to go for?
Oh, I got Warwick also. I applied to UK as well.
Okay.
Right. So Warwick
All
Business
good
School.
schools, by the way.
So, but the thing was, for EdHEC, I saw the course curriculum, and it was you study for 1 year,
Yeah.
you have a gap year of 1 year, and then you study again for 1 year. So, two things, right? If I'm being honest, one was definitely that, okay, by the time I'm done with university in 3 years, I have a lot more on my CV to show that if I went to do a master's in just 1 year, right? Let's say if I went to ISADE or if I went to Warwick, right? I would have studied for like 10 months.
Yeah.
Sorry. I would have not even 10 months. I would have studied for, I guess, 6 or 8 months.
Yeah.
I would have spent a bunch of time looking for an internship, and then I wouldn't be sure if I'm gonna find a job by the time my visa ends, right? So
Very intense.
yeah. So then that was one thing. Like, if during my studies itself, if I can get 2 internships under my belt, I think that's great, right? 2 internships in Europe, great experience, right? So I thought that would be super helpful. And secondly, when I was in Mithibai, I was living with my dad, so I never really had because my dad was living in Mumbai, and I moved from Gurgaon, so I was living with him.
Okay,
Right?
okay.
So I never really had a student college experience, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what, f- it, I wanna, I get to live the student life for longer.
Yeah.
So that was another driving factor for me, 100%.
And did you know that you want to stay abroad, or did you want to come back to India? What was in your mind at that time?
The day we were deciding that with my dad that do I accept this offer for EDHEC, right? Or for any university for that matter. My dad told me, look, the second you sign that contract, coming home is not a choice. It's not an option, because studying abroad is very, very expensive. And I remember this, right? He's like, "Gharana bhul jao," right? So coming home is not at all an option. The second you sign, that's it.
Right.
You choose this path, you stick with it. And I'm like, cool. And that's why, like when I moved abroad, during the first year when we finished, we were all looking for internships.
Yeah.
I did not want to go home before I at least signed a contract.
Yeah.
I still didn't go home. I did both my contracts, and then I went back, right? And same, even after I finished my studies. So yeah, because going home is not an option.
But what did you want to do? You wanted to go back home. You did not.
I wanted to make my dad proud.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to make him proud, and I wanted that's all. That's all I really care about. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you decided, okay, EDHEC looks like a good fit for you. And then you, what did you do to prepare, like to come? Was there anything specific or?
Yeah, actually, yeah, because I had 2 internships on my CV when I applied to EdHEC, and I just got in with that. But I didn't really have any real work ex, right? So I got my admit in, I think, January 2021. That's when I got my admission. And I decided, okay, if I'm working, if I'm going to EDHEC, I should have some work experience because I don't want to be the only guy. This is what I assumed, that I'll be the only guy who has no experience. Funnily enough, that wasn't the truth. There was plenty of people who didn't have experience, right?
Yeah, especially French people.
Exactly. So, but then I wanted to have some experience.
Yeah.
So that's when I decided, okay, I'm going to start applying.
Yeah. Because the curriculum starts in September, so you have good 7-8 months to gain experience.
Exactly. And then, so the thing was, I worked at a SaaS company. So I had interviewed with them in September the year before.
Okay.
And then they stopped the hiring because of some company hiring freeze, some
Right.
policy change, something like that. Right. And then in Feb, that 2022, which is like half a month after I got my admit, I received a message from the lady who was hiring. She's
Okay.
like, "Hey, Abhishek, are you still looking for a job?" I'm like,
Okay.
"Absolutely, I am."
Perfect
Right,
timing.
exactly. And then I joined.
Huh.
I worked there for 6 months. So I started in a business development role, so booking
Okay.
meetings. And in 2 months, I was like full cycle sales. Less than 2 months, I was full cycle sales.
Got it.
So yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
This was a internship or
no,
a
full-time
proper
job.
full-time
Full-time
job?
job, yeah.
Okay. Do you think that helped you in a way?
100%, 100%. Because before I was very introverted, and I did not like going out of my way to talk, that kind of stuff, right? But
That's not the Abhishek I know. But
exactly,
Okay.
exactly. Like, because sales, I think it pushes you to be out of your comfort zone, and you have to put yourself out there. You have to eat rejection a lot. You know, you have to get comfortable with talking to people, right? So I think that really helped me grow as a person and be more extroverted, I guess.
Okay.
So I remember that when I was on the flight to France, right? I was thinking, shit, will I make friends? Will I not make friends?
Yeah.
That kind of thing. You know, I was jittery, I was nervous, right? And then when I arrived, it was pretty simple for me, like being able to talk to people, stuff like that, right? It wasn't that hard, especially I think, and I give all of that credit to sales, right?
Okay.
Because otherwise, if you and I are in the same room, I wouldn't talk to you unless you talk to me,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But sales changed that for me. I can,
You initiate.
yeah, I can initiate. I can have a conversation, right? So yeah,
So what are some tips from sales to make friends or just to talk to people or just to like this you see the situation where you are entering a new space, you don't know anyone, right? How can you make connections better?
so in a situation like this, let's say we're all coming to France,
Yeah.
right? Sorry. In a situation like this where all of us are coming to France,
Yeah.
nobody knows anyone,
Yeah.
right? So the best thing that you can do is walk up to someone and say, "Hi, I'm Abhishek. What's your name?"
And it sounds simple, but sometimes it's very difficult to do.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
You kind of just want to like wait for something to happen
Absolutely.
automatically.
Absolutely. That's the kind of guy who I was, right? But then again, growth never happens in your comfort zone, right? So you have to put yourself out there. So what's the worst case that can happen, right? Someone
Yeah.
says, "Sorry, I don't want to talk." Cool. Who's talking to you right now anyway?
Yeah.
Right?
That's true.
Yeah, like that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
You can go to a guy, you can go to a girl, you can go to anyone around, right? You just say hi,
Okay.
introduce yourself.
Yeah.
And especially in like this happened when we were coming to France. I'm guessing
Yeah.
we were on the same flight, right?
Yes.
12th August.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
12th August,
Yeah,
2021.
yeah, exactly. So the thing is, we all coordinated, a bunch of people coordinated, okay, we're taking the flight on the 12th.
Yeah.
Let's go together, right? Nobody knows each other, but they're coordinating on a WhatsApp group, right? So people will always find people. And then you're gonna arrive, you're gonna be at the airport, and you're gonna be like, "Hey guys, where you at? I'm here." Nah, nah, nah.
Yeah.
And then you see each other, and then
Yeah.
you talk. It's very natural. You don't have to force it, I think. And there might be someone who is like that. That someone's nervous and not willing to talk and stuff. Be the person who goes and says hi. Hey, right? Come join us. That kind of thing.
Okay. So this was the first time you went abroad out of India, or you had been?
I had traveled abroad before. I'd been to Singapore before, and I'd come to France also
Oh.
in 2017. France,
Okay.
Switzerland, that kind of thing. And I'd gone to Germany for a German exchange program from
All
school.
right.
So I'd been abroad just a little bit, not that much. But yeah.
Okay. So when you came here, what was your first impression?
Everyone smokes, dude. Like
Yeah.
everyone smokes. And it's crazy that there's something which baffles me even today. Like I see high schoolers, right? Kids, they're vaping and stuff.
Vaping,
They're
yeah.
smoking cigarettes, they're vaping. And I don't get it how. Like if I'm ever in a bus, I see a kid with her
Yeah.
parent or her guardian and she has a vape in her hand. That's something which
Even sometimes in the metro stations, even inside, sometimes even in metro, if they see
Yeah.
there's no one, these young kids, they will do some vape
Yeah,
right there.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
I don't get it. And sometimes I see like parents with a child, right? They
Yeah.
have a kid who's just learning how to walk and they're smoking with
They're
the kid.
smoking, yeah.
It's so crazy to me.
Yeah, it's very common here. And then, okay, we went to Lille, so EDHEC was in Lille, right? So you flew to Lille. When you reached Lille, and you were staying in the student campus, how did you feel about it? Like when you started your studies, for example, how did you feel?
I think okay, so when we arrived, we had like half a month to just settle in, right?
Yeah,
12th to
we
the
arrived,
1st of
15 days
September.
before.
Yeah, so I think it was chill. I got to meet some people. There were like, I was living in that court, right? And the people in my court were super chill. So we did a lot of parties in the court. So like, I think the first semester wasn't that much of a headache for me. I was going to class, attending classes. Sure, I'm doing my assignments. All of that is getting done, but I didn't really take it seriously up until second semester came. That's when I realized, okay, time to get serious. Internship time, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right. But besides that, yeah, I don't think I took it that seriously when I first came.
And what do you think? Because you studied in Mumbai in Mithibai, which is also a business school, right? And this was also a business school, I think.
Yeah.
Did you see any differences in both?
Yeah, I think in India, colleges, people don't care that much. You come, it's same as school. You come, you memorize shit. You at the end of the year, you give your exams. Halfway through end of the year, you give your exams and you're done, right? But I think here, sure, that exam factor is there, but there's also a lot of assignments. There's a lot of discussions. There's a lot of projects.
Yeah.
So I think that was a key thing which stood out to me in terms of differences, and because that carries a huge chunk of your grade, right? Like let's say I don't know if you did the business development, little business development, or PNG ferry project, right?
Yeah.
All this kind of stuff, it carries a huge chunk of your grade, right? So you're forced to do practical stuff.
Yeah.
You're supposed to do market research, figure out, okay, what is going on, okay, build a strategy around the product, what it is, how you're going to market it, how all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. And it's all related to real life. It's not a fiction product. It was a real product by a real company, and the companies are associated.
Yeah.
So it actually, you're doing something that is real.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was good. And so when you were doing this, so you had to do 2 internships, right?
Yeah.
After 1 year, you start your first internship, which is called gap year internship here. So how did you find that internship? What was the internship, first of all?
So the internship that I did was a finance and brand business analyst at L'Oreal, but that wasn't the first internship I landed. Like I landed 3 other offers before.
Okay.
Yeah, and all of them were in sales.
All right.
Right. So one was Free to Move car company, car rentals and stuff. One was Tobam, it's asset management investment company.
Okay.
There was another one I'm forgetting, and the fourth one was L'Oreal. And I was debating between L'Oreal and Tobam. I think the two of them, because Tobam was sales and L'Oreal was finance and business analysis, right? And so
But how did you get these offers?
So
What was your process?
for me, back then it was 2022 beginning of the year, right?
Yeah.
So that time I was just doing personalized CVs and sending out applications, right? So it wasn't anything special.
Applying on LinkedIn.
Welcome to the Jungle. Welcome to the Jungle was one that I used quite a bit. I was using
It's
that
for startups mainly.
startups mainly, and besides that, LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So you were reaching out, you were just applying to openings, or you were doing something else also?
For first year internships, I was just applying. I'd just update my CV and I'd send it out.
Okay. And you got 4 offers.
Yeah.
That's
But,
congrats
yeah.
for that, because people were not even getting one. So.
Yeah. So I think my first offer I got in April 11th or
Very
13th.
nice. That's
Yeah.
quite early, yeah.
Yeah, so that's when I got free to move, but I rejected that because they were paying me 800 bucks, 800 a month,
Yeah.
and then there was no housing aid, there was no benefits, nothing,
Yeah,
right?
which
So
from French standards is very low.
exactly. So I was like, sorry, not happening. Then I went to then the other company, they were offering me 1200, and
Yeah.
Tobam was offering me 1500,
Okay.
and L'Oreal offered me 1700,
Okay.
right? So then
L'Oreal is one of the most highly paid internships, I
one
feel.
off, yeah.
Yeah, one of the most. So, what did you look at? How did you decide L'Oreal?
So for me, between Tobam and L'Oreal, I felt like with Tobam I would have had more fun because there was sales,
Yeah.
right? But with L'Oreal there would have been more growth, you know. Sure, L'Oreal brand is great, right? But more than anything, I hated finance, I hated business analysis, and I got a role which was a mixture of the two,
Yeah.
right? So for
How
me,
how did you get a role that was like,
honestly, I have no idea because I spoke with the HR at L'Oreal,
yeah.
right? So first I'd applied to 3 positions at L'Oreal. They rejected me for all three. And then they reached out to me. I was like, okay, cool, we'll have a chat. And then we
Yeah.
spoke. And it was Luca, I think, that
Yeah.
I spoke to, right? And I told him, yeah, okay, I want to be in sales. We spoke about that. And then for some reason, he directed me to the finance HR, right? And she
All
reached
right.
out to me saying, hey, there's a role opening. Do you want to talk? I'm like, sure, let's talk. So I spoke with her. I spoke with with my manager, and then I landed the role, right? That was the thing. I didn't do
Okay.
anything special for it.
It's my L'Oreal experience was also like this. The recruitment
Yeah,
experience, they offer you something and then like you apply for something, but then they offer you something else. The
exactly.
same happened with Chanel. Applied for something, but they offered me something else, which seemed like it's completely different from what I have done or
Yeah.
what I. But I decided to go ahead with it, and it ended up being one of the best
Yeah.
experiences and one of the best things I did.
Yeah.
So that can also happen.
Yeah, like I mean, I really enjoy L'Oreal 100%.
Yeah.
The best thing for me was the food, the lunch. That was my favorite thing. That's the first. Sorry, that's the first time I
Yeah.
had turkey. Right, great. All of that, right? But
Yeah.
more than anything, like for me, it was a proof point that whatever I'm scared of, if I put my mind to it, I can do it. You know, I did it. I did it really well. I got a great recommendation from my manager. All this kind of stuff, right? So I'm never gonna do it again, right? Finance, business analysis, or L'Oreal,
Yeah.
right? But I proved it to myself that I can do it. You know,
Okay.
so that was huge for me. So yeah.
Okay. And after you finish this, how did you get the second one?
My second internship was at ServiceNow. And funny because my second internship, I was actually trying to get into L'Oreal itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
What were you trying to get?
In sales. I was trying to get into the sales, the commercial side. And again, I spoke with Luca and I told him, bro, I want to be in sales. And I told him, look, I hate data, you know, and he gave me the most data-driven role in sales, right?
Okay.
And I was like, wow, okay, thanks, man.
Yeah.
But then the manager, like I had the interview with the hiring manager. He was the president for North America luxury division, right? I spoke with him. We had a good chat, but I told him, look, bro, data's not my thing. If I do it, I'll do it, you know,
Yeah.
really well.
But you
But
won't
then
enjoy it.
I wouldn't enjoy it. And then again, why would he hire someone who's not going to enjoy the role, right?
Yeah.
So we kind of agreed that okay, maybe not the best fit.
Okay.
So that and then there were 3 other offers which I had along with that one, and all 4 of them I got rejected. Right. One was Tobam because Tobam I told them that bro, I'll come to you later, come to you next year.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
That's smart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
So
close the door.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I went to their office. I spoke with them. I met the head of marketing, all of
Okay.
that. But then, and I told her, I told the lady that I'm gonna keep you posted. I forgot, right? So I forgot, and then when I reached out a week later, they didn't respond to me. They ghosted me, right? So I lost L'Oreal. I lost this one, and
Yeah.
there was Sodexo also,
Okay.
and there was another company I don't remember. Lost all 4, and then I had nothing, right? So this was in Jan when we were in the other house, right?
Yeah.
And then somehow I got ServiceNow. Like I applied, I got a call when I was in the Basic Fit gym. I took the call, we did the interview,
Yeah.
it was great. In 2 days, we did everything. I did both my interviews.
Okay.
End of the week, I had my offer.
Okay.
So yeah.
What is the process? What was the process like for the job offer?
So I did my first HR interview.
Right.
Second interview with my hiring manager.
Yeah.
Third interview was with his colleague,
With
right?
his colleague. Okay.
Yeah.
So what kind of questions do HRs ask?
I think it's mainly about fit, like why do you want to do this role? Like what have you done before? That kind of thing. And trying to understand if you align with the values of the company. Why are you applying for this company? Why are you applying for this role? What have you done before? Is that a fit? I think these are the kind of questions that HRs want to understand.
And those the hiring managers afterwards.
I think it's for hiring managers, I think it's more about role fit. Of course, there's a thing as well for me because I did sales before, then I did finance,
Yeah.
and now I'm getting into account-based marketing in ServiceNow.
Yeah.
So for me, my profile was all over the place, which is something that everyone says you should not have. Everyone says if, hey, you're doing data, just do data, right? If you're doing, I don't know, sales, just do sales. Marketing, just do marketing, right? That's what people say. So you have a coherent story, right? But for me, my profile was all over the place, right? So then, but I positioned it in a way such that it impressed my hiring manager, because when people see that, the first thing that comes to their mind is, why is your profile like
Why
that?
is it?
Why have you done sales? Then you did finance. Why do you want to come into marketing now, right? So it's about figuring out how do you put it together.
Yeah. And do you remember
yeah.
how did you put it
Yeah,
together?
like absolutely. So for me, sales was something that I really loved, right? But then this is what I told them, right? Like I really loved sales, but when I came to EDHEC, that's when I read this book called Challenger Customer. So
Okay.
it's a methodology of selling, right? And that really opened my eyes in terms of how much better I could have sold, right, to customers had I known this kind of methodology, right? But then account-based marketing, it's different. It's of course not sales, but Challenger Customer talks about sales and marketing collaboration, them working together, marketing existing to empower sales, right? That's the main thing, right? So then, and in the job description of account-based marketing, it said the same thing. We collaborate with sales. So like, hey, I didn't even know what account-based marketing was, but hey, this sounds very interesting and along the lines of what I would love to do, right? So I did that. I told them about this, and then I told them that finance is just on my profile because I was scared of it. I wanted to prove to myself that if I want to do it, I can do it, you know.
Okay.
And that's how I pitched it.
And they were clearly impressed by this.
They were. That's why I got it, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how was your experience then?
ServiceNow, I think it was better than L'Oreal.
Why?
100%. I think mainly because of my manager, right? So the difference between ServiceNow and L'Oreal was that L'Oreal was full of interns, right? ServiceNow, I was the only intern. I was the only intern, and the people in the office were like much elder to me, right? Salespeople, and because it's enterprise sales, people are like in their late 40s or 50s, that kind of thing, right?
Okay.
So people much elder to me, right? And I was probably the youngest one there. I was what, 23? Yeah, 23, 24, something like that. No, yeah, something. So anyway, so it was different because I was the only guy there, and I didn't really have a team. My team was working remotely, so I had David. David was my manager, and besides that, there was the rest of the team. They were in UK, mainly in the UK, right, and Germany. And so here in France, it was just the two of us.
Okay.
But my manager made it really, really good for me because him and I were so similar. He got me into CrossFit, so I started training CrossFit as well. We talk about that. We talk
Okay.
about all sorts of stuff, right? Like everything, like guy talk that you would do with your best
Yeah.
friend, that kind of thing, that kind of chat we'd have, right? At lunch,
Nice.
that kind of thing. So
He was like your friend.
he was a very close friend. Like my last day of so halfway through my internship, like
Yeah.
EDF was one of the accounts we were working on, and I made like a strategy plan, GTM plan, the whole thing. And then my manager was so happy, he took me to Saint Lazare,
Okay.
to a Korean restaurant to like treat me,
Oh,
right?
nice.
And he took the company card, and then we had the two of us, we had a bill of 130 euros, bro. So
Nice.
that was insane.
Nice.
And then towards the end of the internship, on my last day, we both went to get a drink. I got, and we went to his place and we smoked,
Okay.
right? So it
Okay.
was chill.
Nice.
Yeah. So that was a really good experience.
Okay. how do you approach like your internships? I mean, what I mean by that is, you know that you're gonna start your work day is gonna start, let's say in 2 3 days or whatever. How do you prepare yourself? Do you, first of all, do you even prepare how you're gonna approach this internship? And then how do you approach it? Do you have anything that, for example, you wanna do, or anything you wanna, any plan you have already to make the most out of your internship? How do you approach that, for example?
I think number one is understand what is my role, right? So first, when I went into account-based marketing, I had no clue what it was. I just knew that it resonates somewhat to challenger customer, and oh, I really loved the challenger methodology of selling. So this resonates. Let's see, right? But I didn't know what it was. So I did some studies on account-based marketing. I was like, what is it, right? So I bought a book, I read the book, I was reading stuff, watching stuff on the internet, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So that's one, like, know what are you going in for, right? I think that's super helpful. Besides that, just go and be a sponge, learn, be curious, ask questions. Me, I ask so many questions, right? And I don't give a shit if they're dumb. Like, on the contrary, I just give them a heads up. Hey, this is probably a super dumb question, but bear with me. This is my question. What do you think? Always. And I don't care, because I'd much rather ask my question and get clarity on it than not ask it because, oh, I'm concerned it's dumb. And later, when something important comes up, I'm not able to figure that out because I didn't ask my question earlier.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. So yeah, I think just be curious, ask questions, and be yourself. Like me, for example, at ServiceNow, I was unapologetically myself, right? Which is why my manager and I, we became really good friends. Yeah, to the point that even after my internship ended, like my internship ended in 2023 July, July 31st, right? And then in October 2024, man sends me a message. He's like, "Yo, there's the Ghost Inside is playing. It's a band. It's a metal band, right?"
Okay.
He got me into metal, and the band which I did not know, right? He's like, "Yo, Ghost Inside is playing. You want to go?" I'm like, "Let's go." Right? He sent me a track to listen to. I'm like, "Let's go."
Nice.
And we went to a metal concert. We went into a mosh pit. We were in a mosh pit for like an hour and a half. So
What's a mosh pit?
it's like in a metal concert, like when there's the really heavy part going on, everyone runs to the center and people are all running in the middle and they're
Okay.
pushing each other, that
What?
kind of stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we were in there for like an hour and a half, something like that. But just to say that, when you're unapologetically yourself, right? And that way, some people will definitely not like you, right? But some people, the ones who do like you, they're like really cool people, right? And then you can chill together,
Okay.
right? Yeah.
And you said there were, other than this guy, David, there were mostly people who were older,
Yeah,
right?
much elder to me. Yeah.
How do you, like, how how did you made connection with them? First of all, if you did, what was your approach like to get to know them?
I think in France,
Uh-huh.
so the fact that I'm not French,
Yeah.
and at that time I barely spoke good French,
Yeah.
right? But my manager would teach me things, right? How to say in French, right? So something like Sahul Mapul, right? So Mapul is my
Yeah.
chick, Sahul is okay, this rolls, right? So when you say Sahul Mapul to someone who's an account executive for EDF, he's 50 plus years old, and I'm going and saying that to him. When he asks me something, oh yeah, Sahul Mapul, yeah, it's funny, right?
Yeah.
You don't expect me
Yeah.
to say that,
That's what
right?
makes it
so
funny.
so
Yeah.
exactly, so it catches them off guard. They find it funny, and then they start joking around, right? Like, for example, my email at ServiceNow, normally it would be Abhishek.Bhattacharya at ServiceNow.
Right.
They made it Abhish.Bhattacharya by accident, right?
Okay.
So the same guy, the AE,
Yeah.
he used to call me Mabish, right? Mabish is like my dear, right? In French.
It's not the
Mabish.
English literal in English translation.
No.
Like my.
No. Mabish is like
I
my
don't
dear,
know.
right?
Okay.
Something like that,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
So he'd always call me Mabish,
Mabish.
Sawa Mabish, right?
Okay.
So it was like a very friendly
Hmm.
environment, right?
Humor.
Yeah, exactly. I think that
Humor is
always
important.
helps. And when you say stuff in French, which the f- they don't expect you to say, you automatically you're a
Yeah.
funny guy, you know. So
Yeah.
just don't take yourself too seriously
So
as well.
learn funny French phrases.
Il faut se sortir les doigts du cou et bien pratiquer le français. That means it's important to get your fingers out of your ass and learn French
Okay.
well.
And do you speak French now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So do you think it is important?
I think yes, definitely. Uh, but it depends on what context, right?
Like for someone who wants to come here okay, let's take two situations. Someone who wants to come here, who want to live here, who wants to have a life here, settle here, work here, and someone who is coming for, let's say, just for the course, just to have fun, because maybe they never lived far from their hometown or they just want to explore Europe. So I can think of only these two cases.
Okay.
What do you think?
So I think scenario one, not necessary, but it definitely helps, right? Me, for example, I think I would be more in category one, although I don't know if I want to stay in France necessarily, right? But I would put myself in that bucket,
Right.
right? And learning French definitely helps, right? Like I can interact with people in French. I can hold a conversation in French. It's easy for me, right?
Yeah.
To the point now, like, I mean, I don't like speaking in French because I'm lazy, but I can do it, you know. But again, if I'm staying here long term, if I don't know French, I'm just disadvantaging myself, right?
Yeah.
But also not to say that getting a job depends on me speaking French, right? Because I still don't think I'm at the level where I can speak fluent French, wherein I can work in French,
Yeah.
like because I'm a salesperson. I don't think I can sell in French, right? But I can work just
Yeah.
fine,
And
right?
you have a full-time CDI job now,
Yeah.
so congrats on that. And
Thank
that
you.
just proves that you
Exactly.
can have a proper job here and be settled here.
Exactly. And most important thing is, I mean, and I'm in sales, right? In France. So
Yeah.
you can test this out, right? In France, if you're looking at sales roles and you look at 10 roles in sales, they will all need French, right? If you look at 100, maybe you'll find two, maybe four, which say, okay, you're good, oh, English is sufficient, right? That kind of thing. So for me, it's significantly harder to find a role, an English speaking role in sales in France, compared to someone who's looking for marketing or
Yeah.
finance or data,
Data.
right? So it's significantly harder for me.
Yeah.
So, given that context, if I can get a role in France, there's no reason why someone else can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And what do you think of French people?
I think mixed feelings. So I've met some really cool French people also, but also I feel like they're also some people are again really cool, but some are more closed. But if I were to generalize it, I think they're not very open. You know, again, me going and saying whack to them in their own language, which they don't expect, I think that opens a door, and then you're able to talk, converse, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I'm not saying French people are bad, right? And I quite enjoy the French people that I do know, right? For example, at my work, at the people that I meet at parties, or something like that. They're super cool. But
Yeah.
otherwise, I don't know. Yeah.
So we were in your internships. You finished your internship, then you went to EDHEC, right? Because you have your final year where you have to do a specialization, and you did one in finance, the first internship, and second internship was in account-based marketing,
Yeah.
which is like kind of sales. So, what specialization did you do and why?
So I did MSc in marketing analytics,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, but you were running away from data. Were you
Yeah,
not?
so because funny, yeah, because when I was at ServiceNow still, I was thinking that that's when we had all this data in the CRM, and we wanted to figure out a way to make it easy for the sales reps to get actionable insights, right? So I started playing with Power BI. I made a dashboard, right, through which sales reps could have insights that they wanted, like really quickly with just some clicks, right? So that was interesting. And besides that, whether we like it or not, you know, the world runs on data, right?
Yeah.
So I may not necessarily like data, right? But but having a degree that says, hey, this guy can work with data,
Yeah.
that's important,
Right.
right? That's what my dad told me. That's what David told me. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, cool. I'm gonna do that.
Okay, so you asked people who you trust and who are in the industry, let's say, or who kind of have a better
Yeah,
knowledge.
exactly.
You ask them, and
Exactly.
I should have hidden the Coke logo, bro.
Why?
Why? Because brands, you don't show brands generally unless they sponsor your video. But it's okay.
Coke, if you're watching, sponsor the video. So yeah.
And then you have to do a end of studies internship,
Yeah.
right? So what was your internship?
I didn't do one
Why?
because I did a full year of interning.
Yeah.
And for me, I refused to do another internship again. I wanted a full-time job,
Okay.
you know. So I said, there's no way I'm doing an internship again after a whole year of interning. Because for me, that defeated the purpose of the gap year,
Okay.
right?
Right.
So
right.
I was hell-bent on a CDI,
Okay.
on a full-time job. That's what I wanted, and that's what I got.
So you told EDHEC, I don't want to do another internship.
I didn't tell EDHEC anything.
Okay.
Yeah, I just went and I just focused on getting.
I thought it was obligatoire. It was mandatory, I think.
For us, it was that we had to do 9 months of interning total to get our degree.
Got
And
it.
we did 12.
Got it. Okay.
So, yeah.
So it was more than enough.
So then, yeah.
So you wanted a full-time job. So how did you get what was the job first of all, and then how did you get it?
So I got a job as a salesperson again, as an account executive at the startup, right? And to get it, I ate a lot of shit, right? Meaning it took me 7 months to get the job.
7 months.
Yeah, I started applying from December 22nd, 2023.
Right.
And December 22nd, and I signed my contract on July 15th,
Okay.
2024.
Okay.
So I think I easily applied to over 1,000 jobs, easily, right?
And
Yeah.
how many jobs did you hear for the interview from those
I think I had 10 interviews total.
out of 1,000?
Yeah.
So one every 100, let's say.
But the thing is, so when I first started, it was like I was just sending out CVs. The same thing which I was doing in M1,
Right.
adapting my CV, tailoring my CV, and sending it out. That's what I was doing,
Yeah.
right? And very soon I realized this is not gonna cut it, right?
Okay.
Because companies are using ATS, right? Applicant tracking software, right? So you send in your CV, and the AI is looking before any human looks at your CV, and AI scans it, and they decide whether you pass or fail, right? And more likely than not, you're going in the fail bucket, right? So how do you decide?
Yeah.
Like, one, you don't know what criteria it judges you on,
Yeah.
right? People say that, oh, it's the job description, keywords and stuff. Sure, but I did that so much and it didn't really help me, right? So then, so I chucked that. I chucked that approach, and then I started. So besides that, like, I would do the applications as well. Like, I would do the CV tailoring, but also I decided to start making videos, right? So what I would do is I'd create personal. So let's say I applied to like 500, 600 jobs this way, sending CVs. Then I was like, okay, nothing's happening. That's how I got Daily Motion, the interview, right? But whatever. So after that, so in 500, 600 applications, I got like 1 or 2 interviews, right? Lufthansa graduate program also I got like that, right?
Okay.
Anyway, that aside, when I started doing more personalized applications,
Yeah.
so that meant like I was doing 5 applications a day, and for every application I do a couple things, right? One, I'll map out the company meaning which department am I applying to, who are the people in that department. And so I'll probably look at VP, director, manager, teammate 1, teammate 2, teammate 3, whatever, something like that, or however it's structured, right? I'll find all of those people. Then, if depending on what job I'm applying to, I was mainly applying to marketing and sales, right? So then I would send all of them a connection request, connect with them on LinkedIn, and then after I'll apply online, I'll make a video, like a personalized video for each of those people, saying, hey, why am I, who am I, why this company, why this role, and why me. So like a 60 to 90-second video, I'll make it on Loom, and Loom at that time it was free. So I could edit it, all of that on Loom itself without having to pay. Now it's paid, right? So that's what I would do. I'd make a short video. I'd send, so I'd apply. I'd send the video to them on their email.
Multiple team members.
Yeah.
Of the same team.
Yeah. So there have been companies where I've reached out to 10 people.
Wow.
10 people have made 10 different videos, right?
Okay.
So yeah.
And they are in the same team.
Then same team.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
same team. There's the director of the team.
Yeah.
There's the VP. There's a manager. There's people that.
It's possible that when they met on a Monday morning for a coffee.
That's what I want. That's what I want. I want them all to go in the morning and while having the coffee, be like, hey, did you get that? You know, did you see that guy?
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Be like, yeah, me too. I also got a video from the guy.
That's what I want.
And this sounds like something that a salesperson would do.
Yeah. Like, because at the end of the day, no matter what job you're applying to, I believe this is true for sales and it is true for finance, data, marketing, X, Y, Z, whatever you want to say. You have to stand out. You know, at the end of the day, you are selling yourself, right? So when you're selling, when you're applying, if you send a CV, your CV is going right into a stack of 1,000 other CVs. Nobody is sitting on the other side waiting to go through all 1,000. They're probably going to go through the first 5-10 selected ones, which the ATS selects, do it and get done with it. So you have to figure out a way to bypass all of that. How do you do that? That's standing out. So what I used to do, I'd map out the company, the people who I want to reach out to, and then I'll pull out their emails. I'll send them the connection request. Sometimes if I'm sending it with a note, so I'll create the video, I'll send them the video by email, then I'll reach out to them by LinkedIn.
How do you get the email?
There's different tools. There's so for people listening, there's Lucia, Apollo, Apollo.io, there's Casper, there's Lemlist, you know, there's plenty of tools, right? So you just get the Chrome extension and you can go into someone's LinkedIn profile and you extract it, right? Very easy.
Is this legal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Very easy. So you can get phone numbers as well. Yeah, 100%, right? So then what you do is, what I would do is I'll send them the email with the video, right? And then I'll reach out to them by LinkedIn saying, hey, I sent you something on your email. Can you please take a look and tell me what you think? And people would get back to me like that.
Okay. And did it help you, this approach?
That's how my rate went from like 600 applications to 2 to 400 to 10. Or 400, it's roughly like that. You see what I mean?
I see.
My response rate went much higher.
Much higher. Even though the number of jobs you applied to reduced, but you got a higher response.
And I got my responses, I got way more. Interviews, I had about 8 or 10, right? But responses, I had way more. Like, because I was in sales, I once cold called the VP of sales at this company, and then he didn't answer. He texted me saying we were going back and forth on text.
Okay.
Right. And then he told me, okay, you know, we actually need French for this role, that kind of thing. Because that's the thing. For France, you need French.
And who is the highest level person you have cold called?
VP sales.
VP sales.
VP sales. Yeah.
And they responded to you.
Yeah. So because they appreciate it, right? Because especially as a salesperson, I'm showing them that I can do the job by actually cold calling them.
Yeah.
Right.
That's exactly the job. Right?
Exactly. So even with marketing, so like I think Akeneo or Akeos, there's a company. I don't remember what they do, but basically I applied marketing role, product marketing. I applied there. And what I did was I made a video and I sent it to the head of marketing, something like that. And then she wasn't the right person, right? But she forwarded the mail to the right person. And the guy saw it. The guy reached out to me. He's like, hey, Abhishek, I really loved your approach. She's not the one hiring. I am. But just so you know, we're three people are already in the third round.
Nice.
So if we're going ahead, we have to do it today. So that very day, I did my interview with the guy. I did 2 more rounds and then I got rejected in the case study because it was like super technical.
Okay.
APIs and shit, which I have no idea what it is. But yeah.
So, okay. And then, well, how did you get your job that you joined? Which
Same thing. So, what do you mean? Sorry.
this job that you, after finishing EDHEC, the first job that you did,
Yeah.
how did you get that one?
Sent a video to the co-founder. And I sent, because it's a small company, right? I sent a video to the co-founder and I sent a video to the hiring manager, which was the guy was Julien, but it was just like a fake LinkedIn ID, right?
Okay.
So just one that they had, right?
Okay.
So I sent it there also, right?
Yeah.
And then later I found out that all of them together, they watched my video in the room. I was like, whoa, yeah, okay, well,
Okay.
so that's what I want.
And in your video, what do you like? What do you talk about? What do you say?
Hey, I'm Abhishek Bhattacharya and I believe in customer centricity and that business is about people. At company X, you guys do this, which is why whatever they do, I try and put it in a way that aligns with what I believe, right? So I believe in X and Y. You guys do ABC, so that's why it's aligned with my beliefs. So if I was a part of this journey, it would give my work a sense of purpose, right? And then I'll say, I have X, Y, and Z. I've worked at L'Oreal, ServiceNow, and SaaS sales. So let's talk. I would love to contribute to your mission.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Videos are definitely more entertaining to watch than reading something.
Exactly. And so with this one, like that first company, the CEO called me. She called me directly. And at the time, I didn't even know who's calling me, right? And I was preparing for a play interview, right? And the CEO calls me and she's like, hey, Abhishek. I'm like, yeah. And she introduces herself. I'm like, well, I'm sorry, right now I can't. I'm actually occupied. Let's set some other time.
You didn't know who it was.
Yeah, and I'm like, bro, sorry, bro, but I'm occupado, bro.
Yeah.
And because I was preparing for my interview, right?
Right.
And then we set a call for later. And later, then for this company, when I had my interview, so my first call was with the guy who was in my role. Second one was with the CEO. Third was supposed to be a case study, which was the final round. And for that, they told me to come to Paris. And I'm like, look, I'm a student. I don't have money. I'm on a tight budget. I can't make it. Sorry, right? One day later, I receive a message saying, you come, we're paying for your tickets.
Damn, bro.
Yeah.
Wow. First of all, congrats on having the balls to say that to a company.
Straight up, dude. Like, because I was so broke.
Yeah.
And I'm like, sorry.
But weren't you scared that they may say no? Like they may reject you?
I knew that, dude. I knew I was I destroyed that interview, So there's no way that they'd reject me. I said, I'll do it online, right? Because when I went into the company, I knew everything about the company, right? Every single thing. On top, I made my own presentation in terms of, hey, if I was working for you guys, just a rough thing. This is who I think your ICP is. This is who I think who are the companies I would target, and this is why I would target them. Which candidate would go into a presentation and tell a CEO, bro, I have a presentation for you, right?
Yeah.
So that's the thing.
Wow, I'm really impressed by the fact that they are willing to do this, because as a candidate, especially as an expat, when you apply to jobs, you kind of forget that they are also looking for a nice person, for a nice candidate. You always think that they have a more leverage here, or they are the ultimate, like you need them much more than they need you. So you kind of, in that moment, you forget everything and you're willing to do anything, right?
Yeah.
So I'm very impressed by the fact that you did this, because having the guts to say that. And they accepting it.
Actually, when I told my dad that, my dad was like, are you crazy, bro?
Yeah.
Why would you say that? I'm like, bro, I can't go.
Yeah.
And my actual reason was that it was like July, right? And it was so hot. So if I'm going, I'm going to wear a shirt, right? I'm gonna wear a
Yeah.
nice fancy shirt, and by the time I'm
Okay.
there, I'd be sweaty. I'd be
Okay.
sweaty like a pig, and I didn't want to show up there sweating, you know. So I was
Okay.
like, bro, I can't come. That was my actual reason, by the
Okay.
way.
But still, like, you saying no to them
Yeah.
is crazy. You go for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Because you want to get a job, right? In
Yeah.
that situation.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, if someone says no, you kind of like, it makes you chase more that
Yeah.
person, or like makes you want to have that thing that you cannot have.
Yeah.
So it could have that effect as well.
Possibly, yeah.
But very interesting. So they paid for your journey then?
Yeah.
For your coming and leaving?
Both. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
A week later, so
Even
like,
even before
yeah.
joining, this guy is making us spend money.
Straight up, you know. Yeah, like one day after my interview with her, like towards the end of the interview, I told her, sorry, bro, can't make it, right?
Okay.
And one day later, I received the email saying, bro, we'll cover your journey. Tell us, do you prefer 10th July, 11th July? What do you prefer?
Okay.
I was like, bro, let's go. Whatever. I don't know which day I said, but
Yeah.
I went.
Were you
And,
sweating?
Yeah, dude. I was actually, but just to make sure I didn't, you know, I didn't get caught in the sun, I left early, right? Because early it's not as sunny, right? I left because that was a huge thing for me, huh?
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So, okay, you went there and it went well and you got selected.
Yeah.
Okay. And you joined the company, and this was a full-time employment.
Yeah.
CDI.
Yeah.
Which has no end date.
Yeah.
It was that one. So how was your experience there?
I think,
What was the can you say the company name?
yeah, it's called Clustock.
Plus Talk.
Yeah, CLUSTDOC.
Okay.
Right. I mean, on one hand, I'm very grateful, right? Because they gave me an employment.
Yeah.
They, you know, that was a time which, that honestly was a very difficult time in my life. From November 11th to July 15th, it was a very, very difficult time in my life, right? Probably the worst. But that employment got me out of that, you know. So I'm very grateful to them for it,
Okay.
right? For taking a chance on me when
Yeah.
so many people said no.
So you worked there for 1.5 years, and
Yeah.
and then you decided you need to leave.
Yeah.
So how did you approach that?
I started applying in December.
Uh-huh.
I applied to like 5 companies,
Okay.
you know, 6. I applied to 6 companies and I got
Same approach.
same approach.
Videos.
But this time I did I did my videos, but my videos weren't working for 5 companies. For the 6th one, I decided I'm going to send donuts. And I sent donuts.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay. Where and how and to whom?
So what I did was I saw who my hiring manager was, right?
Yeah.
And I pulled his email, I pulled his phone number, and then I went into Uber Eats. I ordered a box of donuts, a box of 12 donuts.
Okay.
Or 12 or 6, I think 6.
Okay.
6, I think. Or
Bribe.
12. 6. No, but that's the thing, it's not a bribe, right?
Yeah.
So, and then I sent him, I pulled the address of the company from their LinkedIn page, put it in, and I sent it. And then I see, okay, 5 minutes before the donuts were delivered, I sent him an email. I can read that out to you if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you were okay, sure.
Yeah, of course. So, 1 second. Give me 1 minute. Outlook. Because I think this kind of stuff always helps people, you know. You'll stand out instantly, right? So, 1 second.
Take your time. This email is you sending to the hiring manager.
Exactly.
And what is the hiring manager's position roughly?
BDR manager.
Business development
Manager. Yeah.
And this is for Brevo.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then, basically, I send an
Yeah.
email 5 minutes
Wait
before.
a second.
Yeah.
Is this your first email to this guy?
Yeah.
First email.
First email.
Okay.
Subject line is donuts are on the way with a donut emoji, right? And then I say, hi Ali, saw you hiring an English speaking BDR. Figured you're tired of going through CVs, so I wanted to show you how I think about creative, respectful outbound and breaking through the noise. Here's a digital card and pin required for delivery. And then in that, I linked the digital card, which I made from Uber Eats, which was a 20-second video of me talking. And I'm like, do you think it might be worth giving me a shot? Right? Thanks a lot, Abhishek, Bhattacharya. put my number, that's it, right? And
Damn.
then when the Uber guy reached, he kept calling me, right? The Uber guy is constantly calling me, and I'm like, wait, I'll call the guy, right? I'll call the person for delivery, right?
Yeah.
So I call Ellie, and he picks up. He's like, hey, is this Abhishek? I'm like, yeah, I sent you something. There's someone waiting for you downstairs,
Yeah.
right? And he's like, oh, it's a little complicated to go down right now because I'm in a meeting, so won't be able to go. But you definitely stood out. You broke through the noise. I'm definitely going to give you a call back, right? And I'm like, sort, right? And then, but the Uber guy, he's losing it. He's
Yeah.
constantly calling me,
Of course.
right? Because there's no one there.
Yeah.
And accidentally, I sent him to a wrong address. So
Oh
the
shit.
donuts never arrived, right?
Oh shit.
Donuts never arrived. The
The
address
right
I
place.
sent it to, yeah, the address I sent it to was their old office. So he
Ah.
went there,
Okay.
and basically, like, he's there. He goes in. He is telling me, bro, there's no one here. The building is
Yeah.
shut. The building is shut. It's like
Yeah.
some construction site, right? And I'm like, no, it's there only. It's there only, right?
Yeah.
So he went into some other building, and he's speaking to a security guard, and the security guard was yelling at us, right? At me and my colleague who was
Yeah.
helping me, right?
Yeah.
So and we're like, oh shit, no, guess it's the wrong address, right?
Yeah.
And so the donuts never arrived. But then my manager called me back. We spoke. We had a quick chat. And then he's like, cool, I'm going to reach out to HR and let them know, right?
Wow.
And I'm like, cool. Next day, I receive an automated rejection from the system.
Okay.
Hi, dear Abhishek, thank you very much for applying, but fuck
Yeah.
off, right? Basically. And so then I reach out to him saying, hey, just wanted to ask based on our chat yesterday, I got a rejection from the system, so should I still expect to hear from HR or should I leave it at that? Half an hour or 1 hour later, sometime later, I receive a mail from HR saying, hey, I'd like to talk to you. And I was like, wow, right? So had I just relied on the system,
Yeah.
I would not have made it through.
Sure.
Right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Donuts did their job even without reaching the person.
100%.
So instead of going through the HRs, going to directly the person who you're gonna work with.
Yeah.
It helps.
100%.
Wow.
Because he's your hiring manager, right? So if you can reach out to them and they can vouch for you to HR, plus points.
Yeah. Man, that's insane. How did you get this idea?
I actually did the similar thing when I was in Lille. You know Snowflake?
No.
It's a data warehouse company, right? Data lake, right?
Okay.
So massive company, right? And I applied for an ABM role there. But this time, you helped me make the video for it.
I did?
Yeah. You helped me make the video for it. Remember?
I remember you asking to help for help.
Yeah. Basically, we made a video where I was talking specifically to a lady. That's the one.
Yes.
So basically, I sent her
EDHEC.
a plant. I sent her a plant with a QR code. When she scanned the QR code, that video was there.
Okay.
So these
That worked?
ideas, she saw it. She really appreciated my approach, but I got
But
a
at least you
rejection
got a
from the
response.
system. Yeah, but I got a rejection from the system.
Okay.
Right. So for me, the idea came from, again, thinking out of the box. So this is like having done ABM. How do we stand out? Right.
Right.
Mainly from that.
I'm just thinking that because you are applying for sales, this makes sense. Because this is exactly the kind of approach you will take. I'm just wondering if it also applies for other roles, like someone in data, for example.
Personally, I think it would. I think it would, right? Because when you're reaching out, look, at the end of the day, you're still selling to someone, right? So if I'm reaching out to you, let's say you're a data leader, you're hiring to achieve some objective, right? So I should understand why you're hiring it, right? What problem do you have? How can I add value? And say, hey, do you want to talk? So if I can make a really personalized approach and reach out to you, great.
Yeah.
You're still outbounding your way into the job, into the process, right? And then now sending donuts, a lot of people will perceive it as a bribe, right? Like my dad himself, he was like, whoa, you did that? I would have been so pissed if you did that to me. I'm like, yeah, but okay, cool. I'll take that chance. What's the worst that will happen? They'll get pissed and they'll say, no, cool, bro, right? I'll try it again and again till someone appreciates the thought behind
right.
it. You know,
Yeah. And
you're always gambling in a way.
and I think the interesting part about this, why it's not just a bribe, is because you are not just sending the donuts and you're not saying, hey, here are donuts, please hire me. No, you're sending the donuts, but you're also giving them reason why to hire you, right? Like
Exactly.
donut is a way to get attention,
Exactly.
but then you present yourself.
Exactly.
Then you sell your product
Yeah.
or you talk about yourself.
I just want a first meeting.
Yeah.
Right. Like something very similar. Like one of my accounts is
Okay.
right that I'm prospecting in.
Is it the restaurant
No,
bar?
bottles. They sell bottles,
Okay.
right? And basically, I heard the e-com leader talking on a podcast, and she mentions that one of the biggest challenges that she has is, getting people to buy more from their website rather than Amazon or other retailers,
Right.
right? So then I heard that, and one of the things she mentioned in her podcast was. I just bought my new home and I'm renovating the full thing. So that goes with replacing all my radiators, right? So then I was like, oh, cool, maybe I'll gift her something, right? So first I sent her an email. She didn't respond. Then I was like, okay, cool, no worries.
Yeah.
I go into Amazon and I bought her a hygrometer, right? Hygrometer, right?
Okay.
I don't know,
What is that?
hygrometer. Basically, it helps you track humidity in a room,
Okay.
right? So when you're renovating all your radiators, like you're changing all your radiators, there might be some leaks somewhere. So to make sure that you're studying so much on radiators and stuff,
Yeah.
just to make sure that there aren't any leaks along the way, here's something for you.
Wow.
No strings attached. You said that I really enjoyed your podcast. Here's the thing for
So
you.
thoughtful.
And then so it got delivered, but I haven't heard back from her.
Sure.
Right? This happened on I think Thursday.
Right.
It got delivered. I haven't heard back from her, but that's fine. And I have another landing page which is like personalized to how we help them achieve that
This
specific
you are
goal.
saying something that you're doing in your current job,
Yeah.
or to find a job you did
In
this?
my current job.
In your current job, you're doing this for an account.
For an account, right? To book a meeting.
Okay.
I'm not bribing you. I'm
Yeah.
saying, hey, I'm sure 1,000 people are reaching out to you, but I'm showing you how I'm reaching out to you and standing out
Yeah.
from the crowd.
And how I also see it is, I'm a guy who can understand what you need, and I can help you
Exactly.
do that, or I can help you in that.
Exactly. So that's the thing.
Yeah.
Again, I need to refine my approach because I feel like I didn't get a response yet. So it has to be refined, but it's something I don't mind doing. And this thing I paid with my own money. I didn't use the company's money.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, you
so
did with your own money?
Yeah. I can expense it. I can expense
You can
it out.
expense it out,
Yeah,
but
but
you
I
did
want to. I'll only expense it when I get the result.
Yeah.
So otherwise, it's my cost.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn. Talking to you, I'm very inspired to learn more in sales.
Yeah.
Because you're right, you don't have to work in sales to use these things or these skills. Do you think these skills have helped you in personal life as well?
100%. 100%.
Like when I can imagine talking to people, making friends.
Mm-hmm.
I think somehow I think it can help, I feel. Do you think it has helped you, or do you think it's okay?
I think yes, because one thing that sales teaches us to be curious, right? Rather than go with my agenda that, hey, I want to sell you something. I want to be curious and be like, hey, do you have a problem that I can solve? So how do I understand that? By asking questions, right? So when I meet someone, rather than me talking about me, I would much rather let you talk and ask you questions about that.
Got it.
Right? So then, because as humans, we all have a tendency that when you say something, I will instantly try and relate to it with something of my own.
Yeah.
Right? We all do that very much. So rather, if I'm able to put that aside for a sec and ask you questions about what you're saying, you'll open up to me more. Right?
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, I think that way, if
Okay.
you're able to think about this kind of stuff, it helps.
Okay.
And you're able to practice what you learn in sales, outside of sales, and then when you're practicing that, you can re-implement it here.
Okay.
So yeah.
And if I want to learn more, can you recommend some books or some YouTube channels, podcasts, or anything that you think can help?
I think my favorite podcast, which I listen to a lot, is 30 Minutes to President's Club.
Okay.
Right? 30 MPC, if you're listening. I love the content, guys. But anyway, so 30 MPC, really, really good content. in my last job, I was doing everything by myself. Because I was reporting to the CEO,
Yeah.
I had very limited guidance, right? So I was learning everything by myself from there, right?
Yeah.
And that's really good. Then the Challenger Customer. This is a book my brother recommended. Really, really good book. Account-based marketing. Really, really good. I think these are really good in
Okay.
itself. Negotiations. There's a book. I'm forgetting the name. Never.
Um, never split the bill or something.
Never split the difference.
Never
Yeah.
split the difference.
This is Chris Voss, I think. Negotiation book, really, really good. These kinds of things, they just help you, understand sales better, right?
Okay. I think I'm gonna start reading the book Never Split the Difference.
Yeah.
Okay, and all right, now I wanna play a rapid fire game with you. Okay, so croissant or pain au chocolat?
Pain au chocolat.
Yeah, me too. And most overrated thing about Paris?
Most overrated thing about Paris? Nothing's coming to mind, bro.
Like something that people say a lot maybe about Paris that
Eiffel Tower,
I felt that.
Hundo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't like it.
No, dude, I went in my 5 years that I've been in France. I haven't been to the Eiffel Tower even
Yeah?
once. Yeah, because I went in 2017. I went to the top. That's it. I'm done.
You're done.
Yeah.
You don't look at it when you pass.
Nah, it's just there.
Okay,
It's just
bro.
a thing there, you know.
Like Iron Tower. Sure. Okay, best thing about India.
Best thing about India, food.
Yeah.
Hundo, food.
Okay, and you have a lot of tattoos.
Yeah.
Which one is your favorite and why?
My favorite, I think my favorite is this one.
Okay.
This, right?
Yeah.
Because
It's a warrior.
It's a warrior, and if you see there's like blood on it and stuff,
Yes.
just to signify that, like in life,
Yeah.
we all go through so much shit. We all have our ups and downs, right? And when we're at our downs, it hurts. It's not the most fun thing, right?
Yeah.
But today we're still standing, So in a way, after everything I've been through,
Yeah.
I'm still standing, dude.
Carrying your scars with you.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah.
Nice. And cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Dogs.
Actually, both. Because I have both, So
Oh.
dogs and cats both.
You had a cat here, right? Or
No, in
you're-
in India.
In India, yeah. Okay. And would you do it all over again, moving to France?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would. 100%. Because the growth I've had here, living by myself, learning how to manage my money, cooking for myself, all of this, being independent and not having my mom or dad on top of my head telling me to do things, it's taught me so much. It's because at the end of the day, today I could be on the street, it'd be because of me. I could be in my house where I am, and it's because of me, right? It's because of the hard work that I put in.
Yeah.
So, like the growth that I had, I'll take that any day, despite everything else.
And
So, yeah.
and finally, if you have one advice, anyone who wants to come to study to France or who wants to come to France for work, do you have anything you want to say to them?
I think believe in yourself, more than anything, if you're taking a decision to move countries, you have to, be uncomfortable. You have to believe in yourself, and you have to push when people tell you, oh, nahi hoga, ghar ja, acha lagega, go home, you'll feel nice, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
If there's a goal, achieve that goal first, right? And then do whatever else, right? And most importantly, shoot for the moon. So yeah.
Thank you, Abhishek.
Of course.
It has been
Thank you very
really
much
nice
for having
talking
me.
to you.
Yeah.